Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off with some news here in Trinidad and Tobago. Cabinet has agreed to the upgrade of wireless access solutions for primary and secondary schools. Speaking at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlett said the project will include the expansion of bandwidth at 125 government and government-assisted secondary schools, and the installation of network access points at 454 government and government-assisted primary schools. Wonderful. He said the project seeks to address the inadequate wireless connectivity across the nation's schools. He said the expansion of bandwidth at all secondary schools will significantly increase internet coverage within those secondary schools. It will extend reliable wireless connectivity to a larger number of classrooms, laboratories, libraries, and other learning spaces. So that by broadening the reach of connectivity, this initiative will ensure that more teachers and students can actively participate in e-learning, e-testing, and other digital educational activities. And in so doing, it will create a modern learning environment that supports artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, and immersive computing. Thanks again to the Kamla Prasad administration and to our Prime Minister in particular, who has always shown a special love and an interest in the future and the prosperity of our nation's youths through education. Wonderful, wonderful. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Ras Shorty I, the legendary father of soca, is more than just a name. 25 years after his passing, his family is ensuring his legacy continues to live on. On October 18th, the family will host a special remembrance event at the Blackman Ranch in Piparo, aimed at preserving his rich contributions, celebrating the nation's cultural identity, and inspiring a new generation of artists. I'm really glad that they're continuing to honor Ras Shorty I's legacy. This National Patriotism Month, we're celebrating the best of Trinidad and Tobago. It's all about the pioneers of the past. Audrey Lane Jeffers is one of those individuals. Daisy Voze, one of my favorite. Traditional parang. I love traditional parang music, but of course I love soca parang as well. Ras Shorty I, Sundar Popo, Imamul, Mamul Dean, and Rasulan Dean. Here's to celebrating the stories that built our nation, shaped our culture and communities, and continue to inspire us to this day.
Watch out, my children. Watch out, my children. Yeah, yeah. It have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder. And he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race.
Dr. Garfield Blackman, widely known as Ras Shorty I and the father of soca, lives on through a legacy that continues to shape the culture and musical landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. Iconic calypsonian Abby Blackman explained how the blend that became modern soca first began.
Now, soca first experiment started in 1961, right? And into 62 that he brought a song called Indian Singers. And then his experiments continued with Indrani, and then afterwards, his first experiments of soca became a genre, which was chutney soca. And then he wanted to tweak it some more, and that's how we end up with soca, S-O-K-A-H. And of course, as the genre grew, it became S-O-C-A.
Credited for the creation of 3 genres, soca, chutney soca and jamu, Ras Shorty's legacy will be celebrated in October. His daughter, Nyla Blackman, notes its significance.
Grand Shorty, I would call him, the late great Lord Shorty, Ras Shorty I, was born on the 6th of October. So that's a very special place that we would like to remember his life and his works and everything that he stood for and meant with his music and his legacy. And when I talk about legacy, I talk about soca music. I talk about the experiment that led to chutney soca. We talk about jamu. We talk about his contributions to calypso. We talk about culture of Trinidad and Tobago.
The celebrations will take place at the Blackman Ranch in Piparo. His daughter Nahilat Blackman hopes the ranch will eventually become a museum dedicated to preserving and presenting his legacy.
So the Blackman Ranch is the last residence of the late great Ras Shorty. It's also the residence, the estate of where we want to put a national museum, because we always say that Bob Marley has a museum when you go to Jamaica. We want the Blackman Ranch to have a national museum for the inventor of soca music. So we're inviting Trinidad and Tobago. So when you contribute something, we're contributing the upkeep and for a future to have a museum in Trinidad and Tobago of the inventor of soca and jamu.
Set for October 18, the family is urging all to come out in their red, white and black outfits in celebration of the musical icon Ras Shorty I. Faith Chariot, TTT News.
You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system, safety travel lock, accurate and painless trimming, durability 100% quality, fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. In some other local news, the UTC Global Balanced Fund Limited, a subsidiary of Trinidad and Tobago Unit Trust Corporation, was officially launched in the Dominican market on Thursday, marking another milestone in its ambitious regional expansion across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. The launch ceremony took place at the Fort Young Hotel and Dive Resort in Roseau, celebrating the fund's entry into its 4th Caribbean market since its establishment in St. Lucia in 2023. UTC GBFL now operates across Grenada, St. Kitts, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Dominica as part of UTC's broader mission to strengthen economic integration throughout the Caribbean and democratize investment opportunities through the region. Executive Director of the Unit Trust Corporation, Nigel Edwards, highlighted the fund's impressive track record during the launch event. Since inception in 2023, UTC GBFL has delivered an 18.25% return while managing $9.5 million in assets, representing a remarkable 90% growth from its initial launch. And that's just right there in 2023. So that is impressive. Wonderful. Some news from Grenada. Grenadian students received 9 scholarships awarded by Cuba. The Cuban diplomat congratulated the scholarship recipients and told them about the experiences they will have in Cuba during the exchange with Cuban professionals and the people. She urged them to put all their efforts in becoming good doctors, specialists, and engineers. Upon their return, contribute to the development of Grenada. She concluded by expressing to them that they will be educated with a comprehensive, humanistic, and supportive approach. From news from Guyana, Miss Geneva James, tourism counselor of Lake Tapakuma and a recent participant of a culinary arts training, has already begun putting her newly acquired skills into practice. She has been showcasing her talents through the production of delightful treats. I love treats. Anyway, I love food. And demonstrating how the training has been making a meaningful difference in her community. The culinary arts training implemented by Environmental Management Consultants Incorporation, EMC, in collaboration with the Guyana Tourism Authority, so that's state-owned people, and facilitated by the Carnegie School of Home Economics, forms part of a wider effort to strengthen service delivery within Guyana's community-based tourism sector. Same thing, I keep saying over and over again, the Irfan Ali administration continues to diversify the economy of Guyana and invest a lot into tourism. You would have never thought that in the past, but definitely, yes, any country can become a tourist attraction. You just have to invest into it. Use the resources of your country to invest into it. And it's all about advertising as well. Construction is set to commence on a new boxing gym in Angois Avenue as part of the government's continued initiative to invest in sports development and nurture local athletic talent. Guyana again, people, and at the Irfan Ali administration, just like the Kamala Prasad administration, just like the UNC here in Trinidad and Tobago, who focuses on what? Investing in the youth, the future generation, if God tarries, of course, the future generation, the future leaders of our respective nations. Invest in their education and in sports and other extracurricular sort of activities. Northwell Health, a New York state-based healthcare provider and private employer, has been expanding its telemedicine services in Guyana since 2022. The program, which now operates across 81 sites, enables two-way, listen to this people, two-way real-time communication between patients and healthcare providers in different locations, supported by audio, visual technology, and integrated medical devices. The reason why I'm emphasizing on it or using my voice in a particular way when I'm speaking about that is because I'm wondering if here in Trinidad and Tobago, if we have that service available yet. Now, this appears to be privately run, operated, but still, I wonder if it is we even have any sort of service like that in the private healthcare sector here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's something, once again, we should follow certain types of initiatives, certain types of programs that are being implemented in Guyana. We should also utilize that here in Trinidad, or implement it, here in Trinidad as well. News from Jamaica. Retired Jamaican superstar Usain Bolt. That man was still is definitely a legend. Showed love and support for Jamaica, expressing that he's always an advocate for his country regardless of what is happening. He also encouraged the Jamaican athletes to do their best and said he's happy with how things are looking for the male sprinters. The Saturday, September 13th, marks the beginning of the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. I definitely wish all the athletes, whether it's in Jamaica, whether it's in Trinidad, here in Trinidad and Tobago, all the best in that sporting competition. Farmers in hayfields in farmers are now better equipped to manage the impact of disasters, particularly hurricanes, following an interagency training session. The Agriculture Disaster Risk Management Training held at Hayfield Primary and Infant School on September 9th formed part of an ongoing series across the 6 extension areas in the parish. And of course, we're still talking about Jamaica, and it's wonderful to see that the government is also seeking the interests of all its citizens in Jamaica as well.
Jamaica is one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? Just believe in yourself, go out there, remember your training, push through and just to go down the best. And the best is always good enough.
You and Puma have had a long relationship, both as an athlete and after retiring as well. Puma also shares a really strong relationship with Jamaica for the national team as well as at the grassroots level. And how important is it that Jamaica and Jamaican athletes can continue to build and grow these type of relationships with this kind of strong organizations?
Well, it's always good now. As you said, I came about just in time. I think I remember when they were with TRINIDAD and I just started, so for them to build on this 20, almost 30 years now, which shows that culture is strong, and that's something that we should appreciate. We're trying to find a connection with our guys to really help to build and to push Jamaica also.
As a brand ambassador for Puma and also as a man representing about Jamaica, they think about Usain Bolt. And how is your role play as well in helping boosting brand Jamaica?
Come on, you have seen it over the years. I'm an advocate for Jamaica always, no matter what's going on. I've always supported that push the brand Jamaica no matter where I've been. That's the love that I have for my country and I always have. No matter where I go, no matter what's going on, I always push and support Jamaica.
And a question for the World Championships, days away, after retirement, there's been a bit of a lull in Jamaica's men's sprinting, but there seems to be a resurgence now with the likes of Kishan Thompson, Oblique Seville, Akeem Blake really putting themselves back in the top classes. And can you speak on your opinions on these kind of athletes as well as the rise again of sprinting in Jamaican men?
Yeah, but I'm happy. As you said, it was a while just the girls were carrying it, so I'm happy to see this. I don't feel like they should lose to any one of them win. I'll be happy for it. I feel like they're in great shape, they're supporting all stuff. I just look forward to being in the stadium and be able to cheer them all and to maybe present a gold medal to one of them. So that's something that I really love. So I just wish them all the best and I know they will do well.
And finally, let's get a word of what of support for the team ahead of championships?
Well, just know that Jamaica is one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? Just believe in yourself, go out there, remember your training, push through, and just to go down the best. And the best is always good enough.
No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Now for the international or travel segment of the news headlines. The Caribbean is known for its gorgeous beaches. Really, even here in Trinidad, especially Tobago. But the interiors of the islands are spectacular in their own right. The island's lush rainforests and crater lakes are home to unique wildlife, including giant butterflies and vibrant birds. The verdant rainforest, volcanic hills, steep valleys, and rippling crater lakes that make up the interior of the Caribbean are often overlooked in favor of its coastline. Yeah, everybody, you know, especially the locals here in Trinidad and Tobago, but even tourists, they love to go by the beach. But head into its humid heartland for a taste of the wild. Within these jungles, fauna thrives, guarded by local conservationists who for decades have strived to establish protected areas and enforce anti-poaching policies. There are also countless places to observe Caribbean wildlife in its natural environment. Mona Monkey Swing between the trees of Grenada's largest national park. Scaly iguanas sunbathe on the islets in Bahamas. It has been wonderful to see the videos, boy. Whoa! I saw big iguanas, boy. And flamingos strike their perfectly pink poses in Borneo. I went on a hike, I think it's about a year ago. I think time passes so quickly, yeah? But I went on a hike about a year or 2 years ago, and I believe it's the only hike I've ever went on. It was a bit difficult, yeah, you know. Couldn't catch my breath at times, got really tired, but it was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it. And it's all about same thing. about going, not just about going to the beach all the time. It's about adventure, going into the forested areas. Of course, you need to have a proper guide and so forth, because they will know the areas that are safe to be able to travel and so forth. But it's wonderful. Really and truly, nature and traveling and going hiking are things that I personally love a lot. Some interesting facts. Saudi Arabia is home to the world's longest straight road, stretching an incredible 240 kilometers without a single curve. Wow. This engineering marvel runs through the desert, so of course that's why they could do it, offering a continuous, flat and direct path. Unlike winding highways, this road shows how geography because why? Of course, it's the desert. That's why they say the geography and design can combine to create extreme infrastructure records. Such roads are rare because most landscapes require bends to navigate around mountains. We have that a whole lot in Trinidad here. Toko, boy, going Toko. Woo! And going up Maracas too. Going up Maracas. Rivers or urban areas, because of course you will need bridges and so forth. In Saudi and urban areas. In Saudi Arabia's vast desert, engineers were able to build an uninterrupted stretch. It's not only a record holder, but also a striking reminder of how environment shapes transportation networks. Quite an interesting set of information that I found online last night, and I decided, yes, I'm definitely going to include it in my news report today. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability, 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.